Do you remember how we can convert this to base 3? First, you convert to base 10, then you convert to base 3, right? So let's convert to base 10 first. Remember to place your numbers up. That is going to be raised to power, okay? So 3 is 0, 2 is 1, and 1 is 2. So we have 1 times 5 raised to power 2 plus 2 times 5 raised to power 1 plus 3 times 5 raised to power 0. We simplify further. 1 times 5 raised to power 2 is 25. I'm sure by now we're used to how to get this, right? Plus 2 times 5 raised to power 1 is 10 plus 3 times 5 raised to power 0 is 3, okay? When you're done, we add together. 25 plus 10 plus 3 is going to give us 38. Okay? Now, this is base 10, right? Remember, I said even if you did not see the base 10 here, you should know that this is base 10. We said that in our previous lesson when we were learning about converting from base 10 to other base and from other base to base 10, right? So now we have gotten this number in base 10. We are going to be converting this number to base 3. So to convert this number to base 3, we are going to divide it by 3. Okay? So 3 divided by 38 is going to give you 12, remainder 2. And 3 divided by 12 is going to give you 4, remainder 0. And 3 divided by 4 is going to give you 1, remainder 1. Okay? So where do we take from? From here going up. We're only taking the remainders, right? So from here going up. So we have 1102 in base 3. So 38, which is in base 10, is equals to this in base 3, okay? So 123, which is in base 5, is equals to 1102, which is in base 3. Do you understand? This number in base 5 is the same as this number in base 10, and this number in base 10 is the same as this number in base 3. So this number in base 5 is the same as this number in base 3. We're to convert 123 in base 5 to base 3. So we said we first of all convert this number to base 10, and from base 10 we converted it to base 3, so it's equals to this, okay? Do you understand that? Good. So now we know how to convert from one base to another base, okay? We can convert from base 5 to base 3, from base 5 to base 8. I'm sure we're going to be able to do that. So we now know how to convert from one base to another base, and also from base 10 to another base, and from another base to base 10, right? Okay, so now we're going to be looking at addition of number base, okay? Addition of number base. Are we ready? So here we have a binary number. Remember what I told you that is a binary number, right? They are digits that have only 2 digits, okay? 0 and 1. And binary numbers are base 2. So if you see a number like this, even if there is no 2 attached to it, this is a binary number, and know that it is a base 2 number, okay? So knowing how binary works is very important. Computers use the binary system to represent data internally, okay? So knowing how to work with binary is crucial for understanding and manipulating data at a low level. Do you understand? Binary is fundamental in representing data in computers. It's used for encoding instructions, storing data, and representing addresses in memory, okay? So now let's go over to adding this binary number, okay? So here we have 1101 base 2 plus 101 base 2. So even if you don't see this base 2, know that this is a binary number, okay? So what is going to be our answer if we add these together? So we arrange it the normal pattern when adding, okay? Place them according to their their place value. So when you arrange it correctly, you add. Now, we need to know this. 2 is the base here, right? Okay. The highest digit in a base is less than the base. When you add the number together, okay, and it's higher than the base, you divide the number by the base. Do you understand what I'm saying? Here we have 1 plus 1. 1 plus 1 is 2, right? And we said the highest digit in a base is less than the base. So we can't write 2 here because it will be the same with the base. And it has to be lesser than the base. So when we say 1 plus 1 is 2, we are going to divide it by the base, which is 2. Okay? When you add the number and it's higher than the base or it's the same number with the base, you divide that number by the base. Okay? 1 plus 1 is 2. So you are going to divide 2 by 2, which is the base here. Okay? So 2 divided by 2 is 1 remainder 0. Do you understand? Now, we are taking this. We are taking the 0 and we are going to take 1 over to the next column, which is this column, okay? So we take 0. So 1 plus 1 is equals to 2 divided by 2, which is equals to 1 remainder 0. So we're just going to take 0. You write 0, okay? And carry 1 over to the next column, which is here. So 0 plus 0 is 0 plus the 1. You don't forget the 1 you carried over. Plus 1 is 1. 1 is not higher than 2, right? So we write down 1. Okay? We move to the next column. 1 plus 1 is 2. We can write 2. Remember, the highest digit in a base is less than the base. So we can write 2 here, right? So we do the process we did before. 1 plus 1 is 2 divided by the base, which is 2, is 1 remainder 0. So you write 0 and carry 1 over. Okay? When you carry 1 over, you have 1 plus 1 here with nothing, right? So 1 plus 1 is still 2, right? So you divide that 2 by the base 2, okay? So when you divide by the base 2, you have 1 remainder 0. So you write 0 and you have nothing left here. You carry over the 1 and there's nothing left here, so it's 1. You write it down. You bring down that 1. So you have this as your answer, okay? This plus this is going to give you this. Do you understand? Let's look at another example for us to understand better. Here we are to add this number with this number. Don't be confused, okay? We are to add this number with this number. You arrange them first, okay? Arrange them accordingly, according to their place value. Now let's start adding. Have you done that? Have you arranged your numbers? Good. So here we have 1 plus 0 is 1. So you can write 1 because it's not higher than 2. Okay? Then 1 plus 1 is 2. You can write 2 because what? The highest digit in a base is less than the base. Do you understand? It's what we did previously. So 1 plus 1 is 2. So 2 is going to be divided by the base, which is still 2. Okay? So 2 divided by 2 is 1 remainder 0. Remainder nothing, right? So you write down the 0 and carry over 1 to the next column. Okay? Now we have 1 up of 0. 1 plus 0 is 1 plus 1 is 2. So 2 is going to divide the base again by 2. So 2 divided by 2 is 1 remainder 0, right? You write 0 and carry over 1. Okay, do you understand? Now here we have 1 plus 1 is 2. Okay, and 2 plus 1 is 3. Okay, do you understand? So now we have 3. We can write 3, right? Is higher than 2, which is the base. So what do? We use the base to divide the 3 we have. Okay, so 3 divided by 2 is going to give you what? 1 remainder 1, right? So you write 1 and carry 1 over. Do you understand? Let me write it out for you. Remember, from this column we had 1 left. Okay, we write out 0 and add 1 left, so we carry this 1 over here. So 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3, and we can't write 3 because it's higher than the base, so we divide it by 2, which is the base. So 3 divided by 2 is 1 remainder 1. Okay, so you write out 1 and carry over this 1 to the next column. So here we have 1 plus 1 is 2, plus this 1 is 3. We can write 3, so we divide 3 by 2. Okay, so 3 divided by 2 is still 1 remainder 1. So we write 1 and carry over 1. We have nothing left here, right? So we write down the 1. Okay, so this is our answer. When you add this plus this, it's going to give you this. Do you understand this process? Do not be confused, okay? When you add and the number is higher than the base, which you have here, you divide by the base, okay? It's not that difficult. Do you understand? Let's look at another example to help us understand better. Here we have this plus this is going to give us what? We can see this number is in base 6, right? We have been dealing with binary. Now we're going to be dealing with base 6. So this plus this, what is it going to give us? You arrange it properly. Okay, when you're done arranging, you start adding. So 2 plus 5 is going to give us 7, right? We can write 7 because 7 is higher than the base, which is 6. So we divide it. So 7 divided by 6 is 1 remainder 1. Okay, are you following up? 2 plus 5 is 7, and we can write 7 because it's higher than the base. So 7 will be divided by 6, and when 7 divides 6 is 1 remainder 1. So you write down 1, you write down this 1 and carry over this one to the next column. Okay, so here we have 4. So 4 plus 4 is 8, plus the 1 we carried over is 9. Okay, 4 plus 4 is 8, plus the 1, 9. Don't forget the number you carry over. Okay, so we have 9. We can write 9 because 9 is higher than the base, which is 6. So we divide it by 6. So 9 divided by 6 is going to give us 1 remainder 3. 3 is lesser than the base, so we can write 3, right? So you write down 3 and carry over this 1 to the next column. Okay, when you carry it over, so it's 3 plus 1 is 4, plus the 1 you carried over, do not forget that it's 5. So we have 5. 5 is less than 3, so we can write it. It's not higher than the base, it's less than the base, so we can write it. So we write 5. So our answer is this. Okay, when you add this plus this, it's going to give you this. Do you understand? Don't be confused. We used a different base here, right? When you're adding a number and it's higher than the base, you divide that number by the base. Okay, like we did here. I hope you're not confused. So 342 in base 6 plus 145 in base 6 is going to give you 531 in base 6. Okay, good.